Hello everybody, my name's Hocus Pocus and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. Today we're getting episode 17 underway and we're going to be working on our garden just outside of our house. So before we get any of that going, you can see I've got another double chest behind me and I've been doing some mining off camera. So in this chest is everything we managed to get from our mine. This was 2 sessions worth, so this is sort of where the overlap begins, but obviously some of the iron went into the first session and some of the gold and the diamonds all went into the first session. But as you can see, we actually managed to pick up 61 diamonds from 2 sessions of mining, which is pretty amazing actually. So let me just pull all of this out of here and we'll stick it in the chests beside us right here. And let me just show you as well, I enchanted an axe, managed to get Silk Touch Efficiency 4, not the best, not the worst, but I just wanted it for when we need to go down to our tree farm and get some wood. So yeah, it works, I guess. Let me just deposit some of this stuff. We're going to probably stick most of the redstone downstairs because we have a purpose-built chest in our storage system for redstone, so we may as well use it. Okay, there we go. And I've also been filling up a few chests with cobblestone. We're on our 4th chest right now. I mean, you get a lot of this stuff. It's inevitable that we're going to have to use a few chests to stockpile it. So let me just grab the rest of the coal from this chest and we can put that away as well. But not before we smelt some of this ore. And as you can see, actually, another thing that I forgot to mention was that I've put 2 new furnaces into our sort of entrance area of our base. Just so that we have a few more to work with before we actually build ourselves a purpose-built furnace room. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I did between episodes. Wait, did I stick a piece of coal in there or not? Because it's not smelting. All right, there we go. And then our last but not least, our 10 gold can go in there. Then the remainder of our coal can sit in that chest. So as I said, guys, I'm going to be working on the garden outside of our house today, and for that we're going to need a shovel. So while I've got you here, let's quickly just enchant a shovel together with our huge stack of diamonds that we now have. 1, 2, 3 lapis. Let's head out here. Okay, no, we're going to actually need to craft it first. That would be a good idea. So there we go. That's the shovel crafted. Then we can head outside to our enchanting setup, where we can only hope to get something decent. So Unbreaking 3 and Silk Touch. Again, not the best, not the worst, but I'll certainly take it for the time being. And also while we're outside, let me quickly hop up this hill here so we can take a look at our tree farm. As you can see, I've made a small amount of progress with the wall. It's one of those projects, you know, it's a bit tedious, so I haven't been spending too much time on it, but it now wraps around the side, and obviously we're going to take it all the way to the back, round the back, and round this side eventually. But what I decided to do was make the leaves in the middle all too high, just so that it looks a bit more uniform, and then we're just going to vary the heights of the blocks on the outside, throw in a few of the cobblestone walls, and we might even get some slabs in the mix sooner or later, just depending on how the wall looks once it's complete, and we'll make the decision based on that. So that's everything that I need to show you between episodes, guys. I haven't made any more progress than that. So what I'll do now is I will get some work underway on the garden area outside of our house, and then you can rejoin me when I have something to show you. Okay, everybody, so we're back, and as you can see behind me, I've made a little bit of progress outside of the base. So all that I've done so far really is I've dug away a lot of the dirt that was in this area. I've built a man-made pond type thing, I guess, and just a small bridge that goes over it that takes me from this side of the pond to obviously this side of the pond, and eventually we're going to build a path that hopefully will lead to a bridge across to the plains, which I've already mentioned many times. But whilst I've got you here, I've picked up a few fish from the ocean. I think what we'll do is we'll just set these guys free in our pond, just so that we can have a bit of nature, a bit of wildlife in here. And you know, I'm not the best builder in terms of building external things like natural scenery, things of that nature. So I've tried my best here just to give this a bit of life. And obviously there's a couple more things I could do. I could throw some soul sand in here, give it a few bubbles, things like that. But hopefully what we can do is we can just continue to develop this sort of garden area as we play and add more detail along with a few more features. As I said, I want to get a path in here for sure. But yeah, hopefully we can just add a few more details to this build and make it look more natural, more naturally beautiful as we progress, basically. So right now we've got a few schools of fish in here, which I like. I wish they wouldn't bunch over in that corner. I do want them to, you know, like spread themselves around. But we need to get a few lights in here. We can obviously, like I say, get like maybe a wall coming around the outside. Get some bushes or trees or something like that in the area. I just want to make it look nice and natural, but also at the same time make it look good. And one more thing I'll mention is I'm not really entirely convinced about the shape of this pond. This corner area here is somewhat of a concern to me, and maybe just here as well. This slight bend here. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me at the moment. So, you know, as we continue working on the outside of our base, we will just continue to keep the design going and hopefully change it up so that it looks nice and naturally beautiful, as I said. So the main point of today's video, guys, was that I wanted to get an AFK fish farm built. So whilst we have this pond set up, I'm going to think of somewhere we can locate a fish farm out here, just so that, you know, sometimes we can come outside when I'm not really doing anything and just get the game running AFK so that I can fish for a few enchanted books, some fishing rods, and other things that you can get from fishing. So what I'll do is I'll set that up for you guys, and then once I've got something going, I'll bring you back again. Okay guys, I'm back again, and I have something to show you outside. But before we get to that, I want to enchant a fishing rod so that we can use it in our AFK fishing farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly edge out the door this way so that you don't get your surprise spoiled. It's not that much of a surprise, but we'll keep it that way. Let's just take this, Luck of the Sea 2, Lure 2, and Unbreaking 3. Don't really have a clue what any of those enchantments mean, but we'll go with it. And you may have just saw a little something there, a little bit of cobblestone. So here's the big reveal. I don't know why I'm doing a big reveal because it's not that special, but 3, 2, 1, boom. We've built ourselves a little fishing hut on the pond. So, disclaimer before I show you this, I copied this design, or I took huge inspiration from a picture I found on Google Images. I just typed in small fishing hut Minecraft, I think, and yeah, one of the images popped up. I like the look of it, so I took inspiration from there. So this is the right hand side of the hut, and then here's the front of the hut, and then if you come around to the left hand side, you'll see we have a little bit of a ladder, a door, and then the back of the hut looks pretty uniform, quite boring honestly. So there you go. So yeah, let's get inside of here. Open the door, you can see we've got an item frame here for this purpose. We got a little torch, nothing too special on the inside, but this is where we're going to construct our AFK fishing farm. So I've looked at a tutorial online, and the tutorial was from docm77. You've probably heard of him. If you haven't, you've probably been living under a rock. So I'm gonna use his design because it seems like the most efficient and the best design out there currently. So let me just see if I can remember it off the top of my head. If not, obviously we'll go and check out the design, but I'm pretty sure I have a good idea of what you have to do here. So we should have this goes there, then on top of the hopper you stick a fence, on top of the fence you go with a pressure plate. Then we need the iron trapdoor and the note block. The note block I think will have to go here, which I'm not too fussed about because it should add some dynamic to the build. And then I'm pretty sure the trapdoor goes, where does it go? Does it go here? No, it goes here, right? Here. Yeah. So then you need to waterlog this block. So let's go grab some water from outside in our bucket. There we go. Hop back in to the farm. So you waterlog this block and it flows back there like so. Then also we might have to change this little bit here because obviously we don't really want that. We don't want that to be showing. So if we just chuck another slab in there, that fixes the problem nice and easily. I think we'll even do that actually. Yeah, quite like the look of that. So let's get back inside of our fishing hut. And we can hopefully give this thing a test run. But, oops. I'm going to have to get a lily pad or something down there because it's sometimes a bit difficult to make the jump. So we've got our chest. We've got our fishing system here. So if we grab the fishing rod, I think we're going to also have to pop a hole in the roof right here. Ooh, that could be an issue. Here, let me hop up onto the roof again and change the location of the chimney that we've got up here. So let me just move it back a block, just so that we're not risking blocking the sunlight, because I'm pretty sure you have to have direct sunlight on a water source for it to be fishable. So, or do we move it forward maybe? Yeah, let's move it one forward actually. I don't like it at the back. So let's grab that, pop it there. So we've got our hole in the roof. That should be enough for us to be able to fish in that spot. So let's put a few of these things away. And now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to cast your rod onto the pressure plate, like so. Aim your cursor somewhere on the note block, and then you should be able to just hold down right click. And if we just hang around here for a second, I should be able to show you guys what happens. There you go. See the trapdoor? The trapdoor actually released and reopened. That means that we've caught something, and as you can see, we caught ourselves a nice enchanted bow. So that indicates to us that the farm is working. So let's give it another shot. So aim anywhere at the note block, as I said, and over time you should just continually fish items into the chest below you. And as I said, this is an AFK farm, so if you put a weight down on your mouse, or I think docm in the video said you could unplug your mouse and it will continue to right click. Not sure how true that is, haven't ever tried it. So I mean, yeah, you just have to find a way to keep the right click continually working by either holding down the button with a weight or using some other method, and you can then essentially stand here as long as you want or until the chest fills up, and you should just keep fishing items. So it's a nice thing to have in the world. Some people don't like it because, you know, essentially it's kind of cheating, but I mean, you're not going to break your game by doing it in terms of getting too much loot. So to me, it's not too much of a deal, but too much of a big deal. Sorry, but you know, I think it will be a nice little addition to the world, and I quite like actually how the note block looks. So I'm not too fussed about that at all. All right, guys. So now that we have our AFK fish farm set up and we've got ourselves an enchanted fishing rod to go with it, yeah, we're making some good progress in this episode, and we've actually completed everything that I wanted to in this episode. So let me throw a few things away into the chest. We can get rid of our bucket up here. The walls can go up there. We'll get rid of a couple of our tools there. A few pieces can go away in here. And yeah, let's go and check out the kelp farm, because as you know, I had a chest. I'm just going to check for mobs a second. Okay, we look okay. So as you know, I had a full chest of kelp here, and I took the kelp out of the rest of the inventories in the room and stored it in this chest as well. And you know, we're making quite a lot of kelp, so we're gonna have to figure something out soon enough in terms of a way to smelt this kelp into dried kelp, because it can then be used as a fuel source and it actually makes kelp useful. So we're getting enough of it at the moment for something like that to work. As you can see, that's all the progress on one side has bumped up the chest by another quarter or so. So I think we should, in the next few episodes, maybe work on getting something up and running that will filter this kelp down into a system that I'll probably build underneath this room. I think it makes sense to build it underneath. That should be the quickest access point, in my opinion anyway, rather than a room that extends off in that direction or something like that. But yeah, you can see, look, we're actually building up a lot of kelp now, and it's going to be difficult to, well, not difficult, but we don't want to keep storing it in chests right here because it just clutters the room. Eventually we want to remove these chests and actually have the farm sustaining itself by filtering the kelp down into a system that smelts it into dried kelp, and then we can make dried kelp blocks, which, as you know, you can stick in a furnace and use to smelt any other objects that you might want to smelt. So that's something we'll need to look into in the future, guys. As I said, it's going to probably go underneath the kelp farm out there, and it's going to require a lot of work as well. I'm going to have to look at some tutorials because I don't actually know the most efficient setup for something like that. I think Ilmango has a good design, so I'll probably use his video to get some sort of idea, and I'll either copy it piece for piece or take inspiration from it, as I did with the fishing hut out here, and we can get something set up. But aside from that, guys, obviously between episodes, as I said, I'm probably going to keep working on this area of the base, and I'm also going to have to get going with this wall down here on the tree farm, because Otherwise, it's never going to be complete, because this is one of those tasks that's not a very nice thing to do, but you just have to get it done and get it out of the way. And then once you do, you'll probably be a bit more happy for it. So between episodes, I'll get working again. Maybe not between this episode and the next, because I might record back-to-back episodes today if I have time. But whenever I do get time, I'll keep working out on the outside of our base. Maybe stick a few trees and a bit of scenery around here, and hopefully we can just get this place looking nice and cozy is the feel I want to go for here. I want it to be nice and green and scenic, but I want it to feel cozy, like this little fishing hut does. It's nice and compact, nice and small, and it just feels nice and cozy. So thanks for watching today, guys. Obviously now this is where I'm wrapping up the video. If you did like it, make sure to leave some comments down below with any feedback you have for me. Drop a like on the video, and if you really enjoyed watching today's episode, then why not subscribe and hit the bell notification button so that you can be notified when the next episode of this series goes live. Alright, once again guys, thanks for watching. I've been Hocus Pocus, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye.